Well, last night we watched the game between the Lynx and the Sky. I was going to do a breakdown, but I'm not going to lie, I literally fell asleep in the fourth quarter. I fell asleep in the fourth quarter game. I had good intentions. I had really good intentions for the game. Fell asleep in the fourth quarter because it was like 1:30 in the morning and I was exhausted. And then just could not wait up for the other games. Watched the other two games at 1.5 times speed. It is crazy that you can realistically get through, or was it two times? Either 1.5 or two times, whatever the fastest you can put it in on WNBA app is. How are you, Brandon? Horrible shooting in this game. It's preseason. I couldn't care less about horrible shooting. It makes absolutely no difference. But we did learn a few things from this game right here. Most important thing we learned, like I'm going to be talking about a couple of individual things on this stream as well. Like quite a bit of the stream is going to be breaking down the three games, things we learned, and I gotta say, I made it through Brazil Sky at 4 in the morning. You guys saw me how much I was struggling through that game. But obviously, the elephant in the room, Phee Collier could not hit a shot. Like they weren't even, she was just open. She was being left open as she was missing shots. Like that is like a fact. She was being left open and she could not hit any shots. Do I read comments on video? Very rarely. Sometimes. But the Lynx were very much just trying to figure things out. I don't know what the Lynx are doing with Anastasia Kosu. Like, why would they bring her over to cut her? Why? Why have they not stashed her? She's 19. Or, well, 20 a couple of weeks ago. She's 20. Why would they bring her over to cut her? It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. For the Lynx, obviously, Phee was horrendous. I thought Alana Smith was pretty good. I think she was the only good starter that looked in any way good. And she was the only starter that had anything that could in any way deal with Camila Cardoso. But, like, Cardoso was just crazy for the Sky. We'll talk about the Sky later. Elisa Peely, she can shoot the ball. She can't do anything else. She can't do anything else. Let's be honest. She can't really do anything else. She's not a very good defender. She was getting absolutely cooked on the perimeter. Like, she's got realistically nothing other than shooting. And for me, if I was the Lynx, because you have to realistically choose between her, Dorka, Uhas, you have to cut one of them. And also, Badian's way better. She is way, way, way better. There's a pattern of Phee Collier not hitting versus Chicago. Yeah, do you want to know how many games Chicago Sky beat the Minnesota Lynx last year? Zero. But Badian was fantastic. She looked really good. I know the jump shots weren't going in. She looked like she had it in her to hit those shots. 3 of 5 in the field. Looked athletic. Why didn't you see that she might be coming after Eurobasket? But Grace Berger, I thought, was a bright spot for the Minnesota Lynx. I get it. She got her ankles broken by Hailey Van Lith, but who cares? It's one defensive possession. Overall, I thought she was really nice. I thought Grace Berger had a really good game, and that's why I'll be talking a little bit more about it with the Fever regretting it, because Grace Berger, I thought, was just very, very good. Natisha Heidemann. I said this. Courtney Williams sucked, but Courtney Williams at least has the resume of being good. What do people see? Why did they pay Natisha Heidemann so much money? Why did the Lynx pay Natisha Heidemann so much money? It's not like she was absolutely straight up garbage for most of the finals. The team lost because of how poor she was in reality, and she just wasn't very good. Phee was terrible. Bridget Carlton was fine. Lana Smith was good. Carly Samuelson was non-existent. Absolutely non-existent. But again, it's preseason, so who cares? However, from the Sky are going to be real dangerous. They're going to be really dangerous. And again, the 3-point shooting percentages aren't there, but I trust that Rachel Bannon will hit threes. I trust that Anya Were will shoot 33% from three. I trust that Salute will be okay. I trust that Atkins, Kia Nurse will figure it out and shoot okay. But the Chicago Sky, where Courtney Vandersloot, you can see why they brought in Salute. That pick and roll is going to be deadly. It is going to be absolutely deadly. Like Courtney Vandersloot and Camila Cardoso, that is going to be their offense. That's going to be their offense. It's going to be really solid. And then you've got the ability to ISO with Ariel Atkins. You've got Ariel Atkins who can create for herself in the mid-range, can sometimes hit a three-point shot. Kia Nurse can shoot the three ball. Beck Allen can shoot the three ball. Elizabeth Williams is the best bench big in the WNBA. And if you want to say I'm just hyping her up now, I have literally been saying that the entire year. And the Chicago Sky have depth. Do I think Chicago Sky are going to be that good? No. I think they're going to be somewhere around... The highest I think they'll be is 8th. The lowest I think they'll be is 10th. Or is maybe 7th to 11th, maybe 7th to 10th. 7th to 10th will be the lowest they will be. And this version of Angel Reese is going to be good. And again, look, did she shoot well? No. She shot a 3, which I didn't mind. But she literally, her layups... I don't know, it's really weird. When Angel Reese is going downhill and kind of spinning. Like, Angel Reese is better at shooting spin layups and, like, falling away than she is on, like, attacking somebody. Anytime there's contact, she's finishing through somebody. Like, she struggles. But that spin layup she made was really nice. Like, she went coast to coast a couple of times, put her head down and went to the basket. And I don't mind that. Like, if that's what Angel Reese's offense is going to be, it's fine. She's going to shoot in and around 45% on that. It is the Angel Reese post touches that were dumb last year. I'm fine with her hunting mismatches. I'm fine with her playing transition, and that's perfect. And it means that you've got an actual offensive hierarchy. You've got Salute and Cardoso PNR. People are saying plus minus 6. Yeah, that doesn't matter at the end of the day. The best player on the floor was Camila Cardoso, and she had a plus minus of 0. I can read the box score too. But the pick and roll with Cardoso and Salute was absolutely deadly because they had to put so much pressure on Cardoso. It gets Salute wide open quite a bit. And the fact is, again, they're very much half-court offensive options was the P&R. Then you've got shooters. Then you've got the isolation for Atkins. And then when it all comes to it, it kind of falls back on Angel, which allows Angel to focus on her defense. It allows Angel to play in transition, do what she's good at, use her speed. She still came out with 8 rebounds in 18 minutes, which is impressive. And then you have to take into account as well that if you're Angel Reese, you're going to be playing maybe 28, 29 minutes this year instead of 35 minutes, so she can play even harder, which is going to be more effective for the team. Because, again, like Beck Allen, Elizabeth Williams, and Anya Were is as good depth. Look, I don't think the Sky have a good enough starting 5 to compete with the top teams of the WNBA. I genuinely do not think, I don't think they're going to be great. But I think they're going to win a few good games because they are just tough on the inside. And their depth is crazy. Their depth is absolutely crazy. And another player I want to talk about, Hailey Van Lith is there. Hailey Van Lith, yeah, she's going to be a player. She's going to be here for a while. When it comes to the last spot in the team, one of these 4, I would assume it's going to go to Maddie Westbells. But just because the contract works out well. But the Sky do have depth. I have to say, the Sky have depth because I know Mariah Jefferson didn't play. Hailey Van Lith is better than Mariah Jefferson. She can her ability to create space is still there, and her ability to pass out of creating space is there. And that is a thing that people don't realize. That Hailey Van Lith, she has one flaw right now. A lot of people are like, oh, she's too small, she's bad in defense. She looks fine defensively. She's not a great defender. She's a fine defender. Like, she got cooked by Caitlin Clark in college, but who didn't? Who didn't get cooked by Caitlin Clark in college? But she actually has that ability to create space and play make a bit. The only problem is she really overdribbles. She really, really overdribbles. That is the one flaw. Hailey Van Lith was cooking Grace Berger. Like, Grace Berger played well on defense. Hailey Van Lith just turned her once. And if we're judging defensive players by lowlights, then you better believe some of the best defenders in the world are bad. But, no, like, for the Chicago Sky, I would be very, very confident coming into this season. Not that you're going to win anything, but I'd be confident to make the playoffs. Because this team has the depth. It doesn't have the starting 5 to compete, but it has the depth over a 44-game regular season to be very competitive. Very, very competitive. And this is with Ariel Atkins kind of going through the motions at the minute as well. Because it is preseason. But like that Salute Cardoso pick and roll, yeah, it could very much work. It could very, very much work well.